But all right, so we live, man. I just want to welcome one of my main guys, man. Back in the day, man, we did so much damage in the GSBL, man. I tell you, something popped up the other day, and I was like, "Yo, look at this post, man." I said, "Oh man, look at my man,
Sure.
JC, Justin Bailey, Luke Campbell,
That's
big
right.
time." I was like, "Wow, man." So, we're here on this post on this podcast just to basically talk about like what's going on right now in the AAU culture. A lot of things that people are doing in terms of the parents, the kids, the coaches, directors. Like it wasn't the basketball that we grew up being a part of. It wasn't the structures all right now, just like the Wild Wild West. So I just wanted to definitely welcome my man John Celestand. You know what I'm saying? Lakers 2000, Villanova great. So John, I know people can go on Google and just do their research on you, but just you want to talk a little bit, just a little bit about your background, and then we can get
Yeah,
right to your ideas of what's going on right now in
no
AAU
doubt.
basketball.
First of all, Devon, man, just appreciate you having me on, man. Man, I go all, we go back to Jersey, man. I came up through the circuit, man. My first AAU team, I played for Brian Crawford, Newark Rams, man. That was my first AAU team in like seventh grade, and that's right around the time where my son is right now. He's about to go into seventh grade, so for me, it's all coming full circle, I was able to play um, after that with a couple cats from Union County, man. I played on the AU team with a few cats from Elizabeth YMCA, a couple cats from Rahway, and then got my feet wet. And then I moved on to playing basketball for the Central Jersey Demons and the legendary
Word.
coach Rich Leary, who coached so many great players, man. Luol Deng, Jay Williams, myself, Rashawn McLeod, Roderick Rose, Danny Hurley, Jerry Walker. I mean, the list goes on and on, man. Like Brian Caver back in the day, Seton Hall, all these guys, man. Like Mark Greer went on to Florida State. Asia Jones, excuse me, played for Piscataway High, the same high school I went to. Went on to be an Olympian. UConn two-time national champion, WNBA champion. The list goes on, man. And so, for me, man, just coming up through the AAU circuit, playing for Piscataway High School. Piscataway High School is known as a football school, and in 1994, we won the state championship, man. We won the Group 4 state championship, beat Teaneck High School. Went to the tournament of champions, went to the Final Four. I'm talking about four teams left in the whole New Jersey. We ended up losing to Tim Thomas and Patterson Catholic back then.
Well, it was tough, yeah.
Yeah, they were tough, man. But that kind of put me on the map. After that, I made All State, and then I was able to go on and make All State in my senior year, and then get a scholarship to Villanova, and then played there for 4 years. Got drafted to the Lakers, and that was that, man. Lakers played with Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Robert Ory, Rick Fox, Derek Fisher. I mean, we had a legendary team, man. I think about all the guys on our team, all the coaches that came from my team, Brian Shaw,
Oh
Tyronn
man.
Lue, right? You talking about big time coaches and big time players that came from my team, NBA Hall of Famers. Um, just it was just a great Robert Ory, man. Big Shot Bob, Glenn Rice, who was a big time. I played with some heavy hitters, man.
Heavy hitters, heavy hitters.
And so then I had the opportunity to go overseas and play for 5 years, 6 years actually, over in Germany, France, Italy, Ukraine, man. Even when I was over there, man, I was playing EuroLeague, man, playing against Ginobili and Tony Parker and the Pietrus brothers.
Oh yeah.
It was crazy, man. Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, Felipe Lopez. Every night it was somebody, man. You'd be looking up Khalid El Amin. I'm like, what the hell is going on out here, man? So I had a good one, man. I had what I would call a great basketball education, man. From rec league to AAU, I had a great middle school coach, man, that really taught
Mm.
us the game, man, and taught us man to man defense. And his name was George Rao. And
Mm.
then to go on, he was our freshman coach as well. Then to go on to play for the legendary coach Paul Shobe at Piscataway High. Like I said, Rich Leary, I had some good coaches, man, and I really learned the game. And then outside of that, man, just playing pickup basketball with great players, man. Like, I grew up in an area, man. We played against Jason Murdoch, who went over to Providence and played. I played pickup basketball with Eric Murdoch when I was in college, man, who was an NBA, veteran already. Anthony Avent from Newark, New Jersey, Jason Williams, um, who played for the Nets. I was playing against guys, man, just in pickup basketball that just was great education for me, man. So I look back on everything, man. I had a great run, man. I had a great run, man. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder, right? So for the folks that's watching, and they're like, man, they're listening to everything that in terms of when you were back when you were growing up, and what? Let me ask you, man, were your parents involved in this process? In terms of like, man, when you were going to play pickup or in the sideline, when you were playing travel basketball, were they there? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. But I'll say this, man. My mom was not involved at all. My mom was an educator. She didn't give a damn about basketball. I will say my pops, man, God rest his soul, he was super involved because I didn't play organized basketball until the fifth grade. In this day and age, that's late. Back then, I always asked, I grew up in New Orleans till we moved when I was 10, 11 years old. We moved to New Jersey. So I played only street ball down south in New Orleans, man. We played in the backyards, Ninth Ward, Uptown, Third Ward. I went to school right around the corner from the Callio Project. So we played after school every day. But there was no pickup basketball till I moved to New Jersey. I'm sorry, organized basketball till I moved to New Jersey.
Organized basketball, right?
I played in a league in Woodbridge, New Jersey. I played in the league in Edison, New Jersey. Then I played in the league in Piscataway, New Jersey. And that was my first introduction to organized basketball. My pops was always involved, taking me to all the leagues, all the games. He had me in 3 or 4 leagues at the same time. I started playing basketball up in Elizabeth at the Elizabeth YMCA. We started going up to the Dunn Center to watch basketball games. We go over to Plainfield. Plainfield was bordering Piscataway, so they had a good basketball culture in the city of Plainfield.
No doubt.
And New Brunswick as well. Piscataway is bordered by New Brunswick and Plainfield, which both had good basketball cultures. You know what I'm saying? New Brunswick had guys that had gone on to the NBA back in the day, Gary Brokaw and other guys, and then Plainfield had a little culture. So we were surrounded by good basketball. I want to say Central Jersey, but it's like Central Jersey border North Jersey. You know what I'm saying? We can get to Elizabeth real quick. We can get to all these places. So
facts.
So we and then every once in a while we come up to Essex County, man. We come up there. We used to come out. I used to come up and watch the games at what was it? We used to come up and watch Newark East Side play. We would come up and watch what's it? Is it University? What's the school?
Yeah, because you had University High School. You got Herm Austin that came out. Herm that came out of University High School. You got East Orange.
Yeah, East Orange High. We would come up and watch. We would come up and see all of that, man, in Essex County because it was a whole nother Clifford Scott. All of them. It was a whole nother culture of basketball because what we had was Middlesex County and Union County, which we bordered. But then Essex County was a whole nother thing, Then you went to Hudson County. It was crazy. We used to scrimmage Snyder, man. All them cats in Jersey City. It was Jersey was lit, man. Jersey.
Yeah. Without a doubt. And it seems like as you put, as you said about the organized basketball now, it seems like kids just don't go out or now we got all this technology, like, you can just be like being in a chat, we going to go hoop at such and such. It's not like before, you had to wait by the phone, you had to leave messages or whatever the case. You saw a person like, listen, we going to run 5-on-5 up here. We just got to be there by a certain time. That's where we're going to be at. And now the battles that typically kids would learn, those different skills of communication, adversity, where people are holding you accountable, playing pickup. It's almost like it's not even happening. It's like it's just gone now.
It don't exist no more. It don't exist no more. And the reason being is because organized basketball has taken over with the AAU. There's so much AAU basketball and organized workouts and people training. that there's no time to go outside and just be creative and play basketball. It just ain't, man. Guys don't just, yeah, and it's a shame because it's people without means, people in the projects, people in the hood that are going to suffer because back in the day, you had to come to the hood to get your basketball education because
Facts.
I mean, the density of living in an urban area, the amount of people that could be on the gate waiting for next, right? You go play in the projects, you go play somewhere where it's just a bunch of people, you're going to get your run. That's not happening no more. That's not
Right.
happening no more because people don't play outside. They talk about, oh, your knees gonna get hurt, all this stuff. And even the facilities outside ain't the same no more, right? There ain't a lot of outside
Mm-hmm.
tournaments and parks where people are playing. So everybody's playing organized AAU basketball, organized workouts. And what's happening is that people are losing their creativity and their ability to be leaders because, like you said, Demond, you had to get on the phone, make some calls, call and say we're gonna be playing here. That's organization. That's leadership.
Facts.
That's creativity. And people don't have to do that no more. And when you was outside, you was playing against older cats. You was playing against maybe
Yep.
somebody that was home from college. You was playing against some old man that used to ball that had game. Now he a mailman, but he still could teach you to cut back door or to leak out or whatever. And that's not happening no more. So
Yeah, I remember hoop. I remember hooping, man. You go to the park, and my man would just get off the, you know, what I'm saying, the garbage truck. Like, man, I just take a shower, man. I'm coming to get a sweat in, young blood.
that's right.
Or like you said, I remember one dude, man. I learned his work ethic. He used to come out there in his mailman uniform,
Yeah.
like, yo, I'm out here to get some running. You like,
Yeah.
yo, we used to call him the mailman.
The mailman. He gonna deliver.
Yeah,
Right,
facts,
right.
facts,
No doubt. I
facts.
mean, you needed that, man. We had these cats, man. We used to have this open run at Piscataway High School on Mondays and Thursdays, and these old men from Plainfield used to come down. It was only supposed to be for high school dudes, but some kind of way they would sneak in all the time.
Yo.
And they was probably in their 30s, like early 30s. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, man, it was a dude named Amos. It was a dude named White Mike. It was one white boy. His name was White Mike. Dude named Amos. It was a dude named damn, what was the other dude who used to shoot the ball all the time? Yo, when I tell you they used to come down, his name was Clint. He actually passed away playing pickup basketball one day, right in front of me.
Wow.
His name was
Wow.
Clint. So it was Clint, it was White Boy Mike, it was Amos. When I tell you they used to come down, they used to run us, man. And they used to cheat, they used to hold, they used to do little pick and rolls and everything, but they would always beat us, man. And then, we was like 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. And then the crazy thing was now we in high school, we playing St. Pat's, we playing all these teams, and I see them in the stands watching us, cheering us on, and realizing that they raised us, man. You know what
Yo,
I'm
they
saying?
raise you.
They
Yeah,
would all,
absolutely.
yeah, they would always, man. We played 11 man or 15, whatever. They would always figure out a way to win that game, and we would always trick it off, right? Because we was young, we take
Right.
stupid shots. But that's what helped us, man. That's what helped us become better players, and that's what they don't have no more. Because when you playing AAU basketball or you playing in a workout, you're not playing against some dude in the street that grew up playing basketball to teach you these little tricks.
Mm-mm.
You're playing against everybody your age or some kind of organized with some coaches telling you what to do, you know?
Facts.
And you
Facts. Well,
know
you're
back
not really. Yeah.
and back when we played AAU, we ain't had no plays. It was
Nah.
just
You ain't. First of all, in a lot of AAU situations, like yo, we pick the best dudes that can hoop. We got one practice in, and then we going. Sometimes you ain't get a practice in.
there was no practice. There was no practice. You might
No
be playing
practice.
with some dudes you never seen before, but you just know how to spread out plays. You start after the first 5 minutes, you're like, okay, I see how he play. Oh, I see how he play. Oh, he like to shoot. Oh, he like to cut. Oh,
Yep.
he want to post up. And then you ball. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep. And the
Step on hard.
yo, you know, I used to love, man, and used to be that. It used to be like, yo, they used to be like, yo, D, where you want the ball at? When I heard a guard say that, I used to be like, what?
What?
Oh, it's on. What? What?
Where
What?
you want the ball at?
Where with the ball at? Oh, okay.
Where you want to post up at? Where you want to catch it on the
Right.
wing? You want to catch it on a short corner? You want to catch it at the elbow? Like, for real,
Yo,
man. Like,
your
man,
eyes light up like, yo, oh yeah, we about to get it.
yeah.
Oh, now, like, yeah.
We used to go to New York, man. We used to play Gaucho Round Ball in New York, Gaucho Round Ball tournament. We used to go out there, man, and you might show up. It might be Stephon Marbury, Felipe Lopez, and Shamgar
Oh
on the
man,
same team. And you play,
all the same team.
and they ain't running no plays. They ain't running no plays, man. They
Nah,
just
they just going. They
they
just
just
going.
playing they just playing Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, whatever basketball, man. You might show up next day, it might be Lamar Odom and Dwayne Booker and I don't know, somebody else. And they just Ray Frost, they just hooping. You know what I'm saying?
Just straight hooping because they knew how to hoop. That's how they like. It was already ingrained. They ain't need no trainer. They just had a feel for the game because they just kept it. That's how they just brought up. They was brought up hooping. So if you put 5 jokers on the court that just know how to play, yo, with that first quarter, yo, we good because you already understand what's going on.
See, that's the difference between AAU then and now. To bring it back to AAU. See, what we did as AAU is what they're doing now at EYBL.
Facts.
That level. That
That
level
the
of what
tier,
they're doing.
the tiers, that high tiers.
The tiers. That was what just regular AAU was when we were playing. It wasn't called EYBL, it was just AAU. You couldn't play unless you was a top player in the city, top player in Newark, top player in New Jersey, in Jersey City, top player in the Bronx, Brooklyn, wherever, Trenton.
Yep.
Now everybody's playing AAU and they got watered down, and some of it's travel basketball mixed with AAU. So what they did was they created this EYBL to be this high level basketball. You know what I'm saying? Here come my basketball player right here walking
What's
in.
going on, Nasir?
And that's why.
How you doing?
Yeah, he's dumping the garbage right now, but this, you know what I'm saying? It's a different levels now. So back then it was no different levels. It was only one level. Either you played because it wasn't that many teams, and if you played AAU, you was a top-notch basketball player at your high school, middle school, whatever. You know. And
you really,
yeah,
and really, the level of recruiting, right? It was recruiting. If you had a good county game, you played in the states. The AAU coach like, yo, man, listen, there's only a few of us programs out here. Yo, we want you to play. We going all over the place, but we gonna get some sponsorship. We got some sponsorship, which now sometimes it's tough for people to understand that hey, you got different tiers. Tier 1, them jokers, they getting everything paid for them. Now tier 2, you might get some gear, whatever, but some bread that parents have to pay, and that was the thing that I had posted on the AAU, Facebook. And it's just to let people know. Some people's like, duh, like, yeah, of course the best top players in high school don't have to pay playing travel AAU basketball. But some people's like, that's a lie. Like they had no clue that this was going on.
But see, that's because the monetization stuff happened. You remember back in the day, you might have had to pay $50 to play AAU. Like it was the registration was like $50. That was it.
Right. That was it.
It didn't matter because the money wasn't into it. So when you went to the game, it might not be but about 20 people in the stands, 30 people in the stands. It didn't matter.
Right.
Because you were playing against Stephon Marbury or Antoine Walker or somebody, right?
Yeah.
And it didn't matter who was in the stands. There was no monetization of it. There was no parking fees. There was no, you got to pay $110 a month. Yeah. There was no fancy jerseys. Matter of fact, most times we just had a top. You had to bring your own shorts. It was just a top, shorts. And you had to get the jerseys back after the game. Nobody cared because you was playing against the competition. You know what I'm saying?
And that was all that mattered, man. Yeah. But somebody had a bright idea. Say, you know what, man? It seems like it's more and more parental involvement that's going on. So guess what? We're gonna start renting out these big venues. We're gonna make a profit off the chase. Because that's what's going on. The chase, and it's go ahead.
Yeah, it messed everything up. It messed everything up, man, because it's just like anything, man. Like anytime you make an art and you go for the money over the art, because basketball is art. Music is
Art.
art. Anytime the money
Yes.
becomes more important than the art, it gets messed up. That's why our hip
It
hop
gets
is messed
messed
up
up.
now. Because it ain't about the art, it's about the
Facts.
money and all that. Basketball is the same way. You start making
Yep.
it. Man, I remember I played for the Newark Rams, man. They had this dude, I never forget his name. His name was Kevin Bobbitt. I don't know whatever happened to him, man. All I know is he played for some school called was it St. Rocco's or something in Newark? Is
Oh yeah. Yeah.
he
St.
played for St.
Rocco's was
I didn't even know what St. Rocco's was. I just know he played for St. Rocco's. And I knew when he came down and he was doing his boop boop boop, I knew I wasn't nice. I was like, yo, they called him K Bob. I don't know where he
no.
at.
You talking about who? You talking about? Derek Bobbitt, D Bob?
His name was K Bob.
Oh,
Kevin
K
Bobbitt.
Bob.
Yeah. I don't know what is yo. All I know is when I was in the seventh grade, I wanted to be him. Because I was like, yo, he got
Like this
game.
dude, yo, he got it.
But all we had was jerseys. We brought our own shorts. I don't know whatever happened to him. I know where he ended up, but I know he was the best player I saw to that at that time.
To that extent. Yeah.
And that's all we was doing. We were just hooping, man. We was playing against Jersey City Boys Club one week. Next week we playing against AU team from Inglewood, New Jersey. Next week we might be
Yeah, no
playing
doubt.
with the team from Patterson. And it was just we was hooping, man.
And it was iron sharpening iron because that meant if you were on one of these teams that you had to have game. Like it wasn't like, yo, I'm just picking you up. No, like, bruh, I'm the nicest in my neighborhood and probably half this county. So that's why I'm on this team.
That's why you're on this team. You couldn't just pay your money to play.
No.
Because it wasn't about money. But once they made it about money, then anybody could play.
Yeah.
That's why they had to make the tiers. Because now it was getting saturated where you had the big time players playing against scrubs, beating them by 80. They was like, oh, we can't do this. So they stopped making the levels. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. So if you had an opportunity, well, which you do have an opportunity now to give like one word of advice for like what's going on now in this culture, because I get parents sometimes asking me like, yo, I don't know what to do. I don't know how I should navigate. Like I mean I have a lot of experience in it, but sometimes it's just I know it's overwhelming. And people are like basically in the dark room looking for a little bit of a light, right? Like looking for light, And as we know, there's a lot of people in this space that are good talkers and used car salesmen. And, it's like, well, where are the real authentic folks that can advise people, just be like, look, from experience, this is what we're doing. Because that's actually what we're doing right now as a hoop navigation, is bringing in people into the space that years ago would be like, man, I ain't got time to be talking to these people. They ain't not listening. They think they already know. But man, there's a lot of people that's really sitting back saying, I need a little guidance. Like I need some help because this director telling me this. I'm following this parent over here, but they don't realize that parent's blind. So you got the blind leading the blind.
Well, I would say two things. First, I'm going to start with you got to find somebody with a resume. And when I say that, I say, to me, if you're going to have your son or daughter play for anybody, that coach better have at least played college basketball, pro basketball, or if they didn't, they better have at least played high school basketball at a high level, meaning their high school won a championship somewhere, or their high school was one of the better high schools in the area that competed for state championship type of stuff. Not just, he was good in the county or whatever. Nah. So you don't have to have gone to Villanova. You don't have to have played for the Lakers like I did. But damn, at least I played for St. Anthony's or St. Patrick or Newark East Side, a school that consistently won. If you can't say that, then I would say take your kids to another place. You know what I'm saying? Because you need to be around somebody that won or that was around a winner. Because if they were around a winning program, that means they learned from somebody who knew how to win, right?
That know how to win. That know how to win.
I'm gonna say 3 things. The second thing I would say is, you got to find somebody with a resume. And when I say that, I say, to me, if you're gonna have your son or daughter play for anybody, that coach better have at least played college basketball, pro basketball, or if they didn't, they better have at least played high school basketball at a high level, meaning their high school was one of the better high schools in the area that competed for state championship somewhere, or their high school was one of the better high schools in the area that competed for state championship type of stuff. Not just, it's a lot of programs, man, where the mo- the guy that's the people that's running the program are also the coach, and it's tough, man, because if you gotta bring the money in, but also gotta make decisions around, hey, I need this kid. That this kid don't work hard, and you gotta cut some people, or you gotta get rid of some people. It's hard when you're the businessman and the coach. So you
Yeah.
need to find a program where there's a separation in that, where a coach can just coach, and the people that collect the money can just collect the money, because those lines can get blurred. And
Oh,
when you got to make decisions on, damn, this guy ain't running hard, but he paying his check every week, and you want to have a good program, it's tough, man. And a lot
yeah,
AU has
yo.
done that, you know.
Yo, I'm a speak on that. As you know, I run a basketball program, and I
Mhm.
coach a fourth, fifth grade team. And
Yeah,
I tell you, man, I just try to stay true and authentic to my principles and my morals. And at the end
yeah,
of the day, I think by the communication, I think what directors or whatever it is, you gotta communicate and then
yeah,
follow through in communication. So if I say, listen, we know this, and kids, you're gonna develop. Now you may not play as much of the better kids, but you're still gonna get time to develop. Like
right,
I think that gotta be like one of the main focuses. Like when I tell parents, listen, take them to a program where you got people that's interested in developing your kids. If
yeah,
you're in a situation where most of these jokers are really good and your kids not like below average, yo, they're gonna take your money, your kid not gonna play.
yeah, no
Like,
doubt.
or you going, and that's what's I think that's what's going on out here now, because
Yeah,
you got the situation, Jay. Now, I'm looking at all different things going on social media, and you hear it, you like, yo, man, there's like 7 to 8 kids that come to practice, and when it's tournament time, you got like
right,
10 kids. Two
right,
kids
yeah,
showed up that never will practice, and they taking the time of kids
no
that don't
doubt,
show up in practice.
no
And,
doubt,
and this is in pay to play situations, man.
no
And
doubt.
it's like,
That's how it
wow,
is. But
man, listen,
that was gonna be my third point. Like if you want to choose an AAU program, you want to don't go for the big name programs all the time that got the best players, especially when your child is down on that level. You got to choose the programs that they're going to be doing development. You know how many AAU
well,
programs where they're not even doing individual skill training and stuff in practice. It's just show up, let's work on our press breaker, and let's play full court. Well, if you're in the fifth grade, the fourth grade, the sixth grade, you probably can't even make a left hand layup consistently
layup,
yet,
right?
or a jump stop, or know how to play off 2 feet, or know the right footwork when you're going right or when you're going left, or triple threat and all that. So are we saying we don't have to teach that no more? And then you hear people say, "Well, my kid got a trainer for that." Trainers ain't teaching that. They teaching shooting, dribbling, the footwork, and all the different things that you got to learn in a real live situation still needs to be taught by coaches. And we've got to a
Facts.
point where we think coaches don't have to teach that stuff no more. What are you talking about? We learned that stuff
Right.
when I was at the Lakers with Kobe Bryant. Shaquille, we were still learning that stuff. And you telling me you in fifth grade, sixth grade, and you don't have to learn that stuff no more? Yeah, yes, you do, man. And so find a program where they still working on development. If you're not shooting shots, doing footwork in practice every week, that's the wrong place. If you're just showing up and y'all doing y'all plays and your press breaker and that's it, and you just preparing for games, you don't want to be there. At least not
Yeah.
if you're an EYBL team where you got all these, that's different.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about grassroots. You still developing. Nah, man.
Yeah. When you're at development stage, and I mean, we going, you know what, we're gonna talk a little bit about this, man, because I don't want to keep you too long. But
Yeah,
here's the deal, right? You mentioned something about trainers, and there's always this conversation about trainers, and you hear it throughout social media, through over the years. I've done a little training, this and that, but at the end of the day, right? You mentioned something about a resume. I want to know, where did things kind of like start transitioning with people with no resumes, didn't play, wasn't in the game, really in the game like that. But now, you rebound for somebody that got a name, or you work out somebody that's already good. And now you putting a stamp on it saying, oh, I'm an NBA trainer. I'm a Division I trainer.
yeah,
Like, When
I
did that
think
transition, man? Like, what's going on?
I think that came in with the social media era
Social media.
because social media allowed when social media. I don't know when social media got real big. When was that? Like when we were still playing JSBO, was that 2007, 2008? There was no social media
Yeah.
yet, right?
Nah, it wasn't popping like that,
Wasn't
man. It
popping
really,
like
I think it really started. I think it really started getting popping around that '09,
right. Oh 10,
2010.
2010. So I
Oh
think
10,
that's
yep.
when it started because what social media did was give people the opportunity to hyper market themselves. So
Facts.
what once you were able to do that, and once it started to, at first it was just you post something, you say, "Hey, this is what I'm doing." Then it became videos and all that. Once you were able to like oversell what you was doing, take a picture or a video and post
Oh
it,
yeah.
that's when it blew up because it
Mm-hmm.
became this thing where you don't have to have information, you don't have to actually go and read anything. You just got to see pictures in a video and people and put some music behind it, and
That
then
was it.
anybody could do that, right?
Facts. Anybody.
Anybody can do that. So you first thing you do now when you look at an AAU team, what do? You go out to their social media page.
Absolutely.
If they got a good photographer and a good videographer, they can look like the damn gauchos, right? From back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Don't mean they are, right?
And
Then
they
you
are.
show up and they scrubs, right? And so social media allowed everybody to market, over
Yep.
market. And that's what happened. That's what happened because
Mm-hmm.
before then you had to show up at the gym and actually watch somebody work out your kid and
Right.
so you know what you're doing. Now you just look at a video of some highlight tape of what they did, and people, if you don't have that, people think you ain't legit.
Yo, real talk. Like that's real. If you ain't got that, they don't think
Yeah,
you
they
legit.
think we not
Yep.
legit. You could be in the gym doing the greatest drills. You could be doing drills
Mm-hmm.
that, oh, damn, George Mikan, Phil Jackson, and John Wooden showed you. And it don't
Yeah.
matter if you don't got no highlight tape, no highlight reel with no music behind it.
So my question, right,
A TikTok.
is that yeah, TikTok, right, like crazy. So my question is, and I always use this, I talk with people like, is it the seller or the buyer? You know what I'm saying? Is it the seller or the buyer when it comes to, spending the money for the trainers, for
Bro,
certain
bro,
program
bro,
that may not be of quality, but
bro. You got to understand the buyer is younger
mm,
than we are now. The buyer came up
mm,
in this environment. So it's them and the seller. The seller came up in the same environment, right?
environment,
It ain't either
right?
or, it's both.
Mm-hmm.
It's the seller
Mm.
and the buyer. People don't even go to the mall no more. They buy stuff online, man. People go to
Online.
Amazon. This is where we are, man.
This is where we
Everything's
are. This is where we are.
everything's microwave, man. People don't read a whole page or article no more. They want a quick blurb to tell you exactly what it is because they too
Yeah.
lazy. They want a quick, Twitter and all
Yep.
that. They gave you character limits and stuff. So everything is like quick microwave. And if you can't tell them in a quick second, you can't get their attention in 10 seconds. And how much substance can you really give in 10 seconds? You can't.
You can't
Meaning substance don't matter no more.
matter anymore.
Don't matter. So
Mm.
anybody and anybody can be a coach, man. You could just get out there, yell at a couple cats, put on some skinny jeans, talk tough, and you could just be from the hood. You could be a street dude, and you could run a team now. As long as
Facts.
that's what it is.
Yeah, easy too. Easy, easy. Um, one more thing, man, because I wanted to try to keep us, within a certain time frame, because I know we're gonna have so many different conversations, and
Yeah,
so I'm gonna just ask, man, like a truth bomb that every parent and player should be aware of. Like, what you can think about, just it's like, what's this thing that a reality, non-delusion? Like, we got to cut this delusion. What's a
yeah.
truth bomb? You think that every parent or player should be aware of? Just one that you can think off the top of your head.
If in this day and age, if you don't have no genetics in your family, meaning no tall people, basketball's over. I don't care how good your kid is. I don't care how much lives. If your mama is 5'2", and your daddy's 5'5", I don't care how good you are in the fourth grade, it ain't gonna matter. And you could have been good in the 80s, in the 90s, because they
Mhm.
had little short players that made the NBA and stuff like that.
Absolutely
It's the game is different no more. I mean,
different.
you might not even be able to be under 6'4" no more and be a
Mm-hmm.
point guard. The way it's
Mm-hmm.
looking. So I say that to say, look, if you want your kid to play basketball and he enjoys basketball and you know your family genetics, you're all short, that's fine. Just don't be thinking about scholarship, NIL, next level. Because if your kid's gonna be 5'5" or 5'7" or 5'8", I don't care what they're doing right now, it it's probably not gonna matter. Now, there's always exceptions to the rule. It might be one
Yeah.
or one dynamic dude, right? But the Earl Boykins, the
Mm-mm.
Spud Webbs, the Muggsy Bowleses of like back in the day, that could be 5'6". That's not happening no more. When's the last time you seen one? I think the
Ugh.
shortest person we've seen in the last 15 years might have been what's the dude who won the dunk competition?
Oh, Nate Robinson.
Robinson. And he damn near was 5'10".
Yeah.
I'm talking
Yeah.
Spud Webbing was 5'3", 5'5".
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. Earl
You know what I'm saying?
Boykins.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about
Five
small,
six.
5'6".
Small.
Them days
Right.
are over, bro.
It's
How
a
tall was
wrap.
JJ? How tall was JJ Barrea? Remember him from Dallas?
Oh, JJ about 5'9", 5'10".
5'10". But he still was like
5'9",
5'9", 5'10". So
Yeah.
you ain't seen no players like that in the last 10 to 12 years.
Yeah, I
You know
agree.
what I'm saying?
I
So
agree.
I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a lot of parents that, like, my kid is best player on the team, he killing. They in the sixth grade. By the
Mm-hmm.
ninth grade, they still gonna be that height. And basketball
Yeah.
is a big man's game. So
Height matters.
that's a huge truth bomb. I'm gonna tell people, man. Your kids keep playing a lot of sports, and if you spend a lot of money and time on basketball, and ain't nobody in your family over 5'7",
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's doobies and pins, man. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. And hopefully parents, and I think that's sometimes why, and I'm gonna say this, that's why I think sometimes when people are just wilding out because they got these type of ideas that they kid, gonna get a scholarship, but they're not thinking about the factors of genetics, like you just said. Like, yo, like I'm looking at your mom and she 5'3", I'm looking at dad, he like 5'9". I don't think that kid gonna make 6 feet or 6'1" or 6'2", like unless it's a miracle. But that ain't happening. And
right?
if you guys can go and Google the stats on how many scholarship players there are in college that's under 6 feet tall. There's not that many
I mean,
scholarship hoopers.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
so
That's my truth bomb because
appreciate that.
I be seeing a lot of talented kids in the fourth grade, and then their mom and dad walk in, and I be like, damn. So, no matter
Right.
how good they
You
are,
don't
and that's the
right.
thing. The best kids in the fourth, fifth, sixth grade usually don't end up the best kids, regardless of how tall they are in high school,
I,
because they
I
they
agree.
top out too early. I
Right.
wasn't one of the better kids in the sixth, seventh, eighth grade. You don't actually want to be the best kid that early.
No.
You don't. You don't.
Nope.
They usually are not the ones that end up the best. You don't want to be good that early.
Right. I agree. I agree. And just a tidbit, I wasn't the best kid early on. I was a late bloomer. And I tell
Yeah,
people all the time, like, yo, I had zero offers. You know what I'm saying? I had to really get it out the mud and make
yeah.
something out of I thought was like, I don't know what I'm gonna make of this, but I'm gonna try to make something of it.
Make something of
And that's the reason why I ended up I got into coaching because I'm like, yo, if I could figure out how to, what I'm saying, manage this, maybe I can
it.
help
Right.
some young boys out, as they grow up to do it. So yeah,
Absolutely,
that's
man.
dope.
Absolutely.
That's dope,
Absolutely.
man. So we're gonna be doing this. At least once a week, we're gonna have some content to where we can help the people because basically, what this platform that we're doing is just to help. You know what I'm saying? in an authentic way.
Yeah.
Like we're not sugarcoating things. We don't want your money. So in the sense of I'm gonna tell you what you want to hear so that you can pay me. I'm gonna tell you if we're gonna get your money, you're gonna get the truth from our perspective and our expertise. Because that's what the our culture is in need of. So I'm gonna say once again, my dear brother, I really appreciate you, coming on this evening, and I look forward to us helping this generation of parents and future generation of athletes to
Yeah.
just enjoy the process, man. Like really work and enjoy the process, and not be in situations of regret. They paying all this money and now they frustrated, but in a
Right.
way we can help them kind of bypass some of that by making some sound decisions.
You gotta
Any
remember
last notes for you?
you gotta remember to love the game, man. Love the game. The money and all of that stuff, that's an extra stuff that comes along with it. You can't let that cloud loving the game, loving the competition, loving getting better. I'm trying to get that through to my son. You got to fall in love with that. And if you don't fall in love with that, I'm not saying you can't be a great player, but it's going to be very difficult. Because if you're playing the game, or if your parents got you playing the game, because what they thinking about is the bag, they thinking
Mm-hmm.
about the perks, and not
Mm-hmm.
how you can be the best. It's the same thing in music or anything. If you making music just for the bag and not the art
Oh,
form and not how you can affect the fans, you're never gonna be a Michael Jackson. You're never gonna be a Biggie Smalls or a Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? You got to make it for the art, and then the art sells, and the art gives you the money. Can't do it for that. And I know that sounds crazy. People gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, the best ones do it for the passion of whatever that art is, and you can't lose that, man. You
they got
know?
that connection. They're connected. They're
Yeah,
connected to it. It's like part of their mental fiber,
yeah,
their emotions, their mental. They're connected to whatever that is, and that's why they make beautiful artwork
no
because
doubt,
they're connected to it.
no
And
doubt.
they're willing to put all the effort, energy. They sleep, they breathe it, they enjoy it. Even the grind when things don't go their way, they down with it.
Yeah,
They like, yo, this is
yeah,
what I do.
yeah, yeah, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, my brother.
All right,
And
bro.
looking forward to more conversations like this because I know that there's gonna be comments coming in and people having questions. So, sometimes I might actually go live just to address some of those things on a live format. So,
Anytime, man. I'll be here
all right.
anytime. I love to run my mouth, and if you make it about basketball, we can do it all day. We be here to
Oh,
midnight.
you know, we could do all day. We sit on the phone like, man, it's an hour and 30 minutes that went by. Like, what just happened? Man,
Absolutely,
we
man.
talking about hoops.
Hoops,
You
man.
know, when it's
Hoops,
when it's
man.
when it's like that in you, the time just
Right.
goes, man. So,
No
but all
doubt.
right, my brother, have a good night, man. Really
Okay.
appreciate you. All the people that's tuning in. We're gonna be doing some really big things, such as tonight, bringing some really good content to help you, help your families, help and even other coaches. So yo, peace. Have a good night, my brother. Yo, until
All
next
right.
time.
Peace, y'all.
All right, peace out.